everyone. Welcome and thanks for joining us today for our session, Introduction to Amazon Advertising. My name's Corey and I'm on the Stellar University team. And this session is part of a broader series of webinars hosted by my team. And if you click to, yeah, perfect, thanks, Sean. And basically this is a GIF. You can find us here. So in Seller Central, you can get to us in a couple of different places, and you can see that on the screen through the Performance tab, or also there's a search bar in Seller Central, and you can get there as well. And we post our recorded webinars as well as upcoming webinars on the Webinars tab here. Considering our topic today, we'd really like for you to walk away with a better understanding of how to create campaigns, and then also the advertising tools you can use to reach new customers. And these are tools like sponsored products, coupons, lightning deals, and also virtual bundles. Next slide. Our presenters today are Chase and Mike from our account management team, and they'll be spending probably around 20 minutes or so presenting, and then the rest of the time, or as many questions as you all have, to get us toward the top of the hour, we'll spend for that live Q&A. And again, for that Q&A, feel free to add your questions in this question functionality throughout our time today, but also specifically at the end. So like I said, we'll have team members that are monitoring this and either address them as they come in, if they're like one-offs, or we'll surface them live to have a little bit more of a conversation around those. We'll try and cover as many of these questions as possible. Sometimes they come through really quickly. We'll try and go, in order covering those, but we may jump around a little bit. So with that, Mike, I will turn it over to you to get us started.
Thanks, Corey. Great to be here. Happy to walk everybody through some really exciting information here on Amazon advertising. Let's kick off by providing some general context around Amazon ads. Amazon ads offer a range of options to help you achieve advertising goals for professional sellers, vendors, book vendors, Kindle Direct Publishing or KDP authors, app developers, and agencies. If you want to get started with advertising products yourself using sponsored products, sponsored brands, sponsored display, and stores, you can visit the register page and choose one of the options to get started. So let's go ahead and transition over to talking about sponsored products. So how do sponsored products play a role in a seller's advertising campaign? Sponsored products allows you to promote individual product listings, or ASINs, to customers as they're browsing and searching for items to buy in the Amazon store. Think of sponsored products ads, they're targeted to keywords or products. So they're relevant to keywords or products. They appear above and within search results and on product detail pages on both desktop and mobile. And remember, it's a pay-per-click. You only pay when customers click on the ads. You don't pay for the impressions. You also can control how much you spend by setting a budget, a daily budget, and choosing how much to bid per click. Since you can choose your own and set up your own campaigns, including budget, the bids, sponsored products can be used by advertisers of any business size. And all business sizes do use them all day and 24/7, 365 on Amazon for a wide variety of goals, such as generating awareness of a new product, promoting seasonal items, clearing excess inventory, or showcasing a best-selling item. And let's go ahead and move on to the next slide about creating a campaign. So one of the questions we get a lot is, where do I start? How do I start? So let's take a quick look at how do sellers create a sponsored products campaign. You're going to find this extremely intuitive and very easy. So here's the steps to create them. And we're going to watch this. This is going to play through in a cycle a few times. And I really want you to think of this. You don't have to just look at it once and hope you wrote it all down. Just watch the progression here. When you're in Seller Central, At the start, you're going to go up to those little 3 lines. You go to Advertising, you go to Campaign Manager, and you just pop right over to that little gold button, Create Your Campaign. And notice when you first get started, you're going to see there are $50 in free clicks available to you. So take full advantage of that. So those are the steps. It's that easy. So watch it one more time here. Go down to Advertising, Campaign Manager, Create Your Campaign, that nice big gold button that Amazon made available to you. Real easy to see. Let's go on to the next slide. Let's talk about settings. What's the next step? And this is going to play on a loop a couple of times for you, just to make life easy. I don't want you to see it just once. I want you to be able to see it and understand it a few times. So in settings, it's pretty straightforward. You're going to give your campaign a name. You're going to enter in a start and an end date. And for those that are in this for the long haul, for certain products, if you're trying to sell a bunch of inventory by a certain date, use an end date. But oftentimes you might want to not have an end date, right? Last piece of the puzzle there, you're going to enter in your daily budget. A quick note on the daily budget, what you want to be thinking about is you have full control over it, of course, but you want to make sure that you don't run out of your daily budget too early in the day. When you run out of a daily budget, that means your ads will no longer serve that day, right? And then midnight, they start over again. So if you run out of budget by 8 a.m., that's great, right? Lots of people have been clicking on your ads, but you want your ads running all day long to sell your products. Notice, we're going to talk about this here in a second. Targeting, we always recommend automatic targeting for your very first campaign. And you'll notice there's a little orange button there for automatic targeting. So when you first get started, let's go on to the next slide. You can choose between automatic and manual targeting. Those are they're very different, but when you first get started, we recommend the automatic. So automatic targeting will target products and keywords that are similar to the product that you're advertising, whereas a manual targeting campaign lets you choose keywords and search terms that target customer searches. So whatever they're typing in and searching for in Amazon, it's going to try to match up with whatever keyword or search term they're using. That's your manual campaign, whereas an automatic is going to be looking for similar products, right? So for new sellers, again, we highly recommend starting with an automatic campaign for your first time out, for your first campaign. So when you choose automatic targeting, Amazon uses multiple default strategies to match your ad. And remember, we use the word ad. It's up for your listing. Your listing is an ad for the product, right? So we're going to use the term ad. It's the same as ASIN, it's the same as listing. So Amazon uses multiple default strategies to match your ad to a customer shopping for your product. These different targeting defaults include things like a close match, a loose match, substitutes, and complements, right? So let's go on to the next slide. We'll talk a little bit about what we're going to do next here under campaign bidding strategy. So after setting your targeting type, choose a campaign bidding strategy. That's the next step. And there's different bidding strategies. You have dynamic bids up and down, dynamic bids down only, and fixed. We recommend dynamic bids up and down, and you can read right there where it says, we'll raise your bids by a maximum of 100% in real time if the Amazon algorithm believes it's more likely to convert to a sale. So we highly recommend that. It's a wonderful tool, automates a lot of things for you. Dynamic bids, here's a quick little summary for you. Dynamic bids up and down are bids that Amazon will either increase or decrease by a maximum of 100% when it's more likely to lead to a sale. Dynamic bids down only are bids in which Amazon will decrease your bid by a maximum of 100% when it's less likely to lead to a sale. So you'll never have to pay more than what's needed to hopefully convert to a sale. The final there, fixed bids, are bids that Amazon will not adjust. So you have the option to be in full control. For your first campaign, we recommend selecting dynamic bids up and down, just like what you see on your screen there. And we'll go ahead and move on to the next screen. talk here for a couple of seconds here about creating an ad group. So you'll need to name your ad group. And so what is an ad group? An ad group, it kind of acts as a subfolder in your campaign. So create a name for your ad group and then enter it in the ad group name box right there. You have full control over this. It helps you stay nice and organized. Keep in mind that ad group names are not available for campaigns using custom text. Okay, great. And so let's move on here. As you see on your screen, we're going to talk about products next. Okay, great. Products. Select the product or products you want to include in your ad group, that subfolder. You can search by product name, SKU, or ASIN. And after you find the products that you want to add, click Add and add them to your ad group. If you select a product with variations, you may see an Add Variations button. That makes life easy for you, right? Clicking this will include all sizes, colors, or other differences, among the different products that you want to advertise. So just let Amazon system know what products you want to advertise, and it says just a couple of clicks. So let's move on to the next. Talk about bids. We will look at the automatic targeting here. So we'll need to set our default bid. It's also known as your cost per click. Sometimes you'll hear CPC, cost per click. The bid is the amount that you're ready to invest for a shopper to click on your ad and open it up and look at it up close and hopefully be convinced to make a purchase. To help you decide on your cost per click bids, use the suggested bid range. Do you see that suggested bid range there at the top? As you watch this cycle through, it's in suggested bid there is 66 cents. There's a nice range there, and Amazon's system does a really very good job to give you the range that you'll need to be in to be competitive. So yeah, you should definitely feel comfortable counting on that and following the recommendation. So you should consider applying the suggested bid to some or all of your keywords for your first campaign. Great. Now let's go ahead and decide about marketplaces. One of the things that we want to talk about here is you always have the option here to launch into other marketplaces. So for instance, if you're based in the United States, you can also launch in Canada and Mexico, all North America here. So if you're only launching your products in one marketplace, we recommend you toggle the launch to other marketplaces setting to off. So you just slide that little blue, it's a little white box actually, just where the blue box is. Slide that white slider over to the left, just like what you see there, and it'll turn it right off for you. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. If you're new to advertising on Amazon, there's such a thing as a negative keyword. Before you launch your campaign, you'll see an option to update the negative keyword targeting and negative product targeting feature. If you're a new seller, you should skip this because your campaign is still in the process of gathering information. But one of the questions you're likely to ask is, so what is this negative keyword or negative product? There are certain products that might be, folks might search for something. We don't want you paying for a whole bunch of clicks for, like if you sell eyeglasses, we don't want you to have to pay when somebody's searching for wine glasses, right? So, but don't make any decisions until you have enough data to make a decision on what your negative keywords are going to be. So when you first get started, skip this section. Over the course of time, you're going to learn data, make data-driven decisions with Amazon's amazing depth of data that you have. Only start putting in negative keywords once you learn what those need to be, and that happens over the course of time. Okay, let's move on to the next. Okay, so it's almost time now here to submit your campaign and get started, right? So let's take a look at this. So before you hit submit, launch campaign, review all of the information to ensure you're happy with how you have your campaign set up. And if you want to save it as a draft, come back to it later, you can just click Save as Draft. Pretty easy. Otherwise, if it's good to go, hit that gold button and get started advertising your product, which helps drive discoverability and create relevancy for, and help you grow your business. Your campaigns are usually eligible to go live within 1 to 2 hours after you submit them. And once they are live, campaign performance metrics and data like impressions, clicks, orders, it can take like 12 hours or so to start to display in the campaign manager. So as soon as you go live, I don't want anybody worrying that you don't have any data in the campaign manager yet. It just give it 12 or more hours. You can also check out a whole slew of tutorials in Seller University on how to create your first automatic campaign or manual campaign. It's really, really helpful to watch that in advance. One of the most important things we could be talking about is keywords and search terms. And at this point, I'm going to pass the mic over to Chase, who will be giving us a breakdown of some of the keyword match types that are used when creating campaigns.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. One thing to remember is that keywords are only available in a manual campaign. Once you have manual campaign selected, you can scroll down to see the keywords section. And if we switch slides, you'll be able to see the workflow here. I'll let everybody take a look and soak it in. So you'll choose manual targeting, and then you will be able to then move forward with creating that campaign. If you want to go to the next slide. Negative phrase and exact match apply a negative match type to keywords in your negative, sorry about that. So wrong slide. There are a few different match types for keywords. There's broad match, where your ad may appear when a customer searches for your keyword in any order, including close variations. Broad match offers the widest exposure. A shopping query will match if it contains all of the keyword terms in any order. Broad match also includes the plural form of those keywords, as well as synonyms or other variations that are similar to that keyword. There's also phrase match, where your ad may appear when a customer searches for either your exact phrase or a sequence of words in your keyword. While this is more restrictive than broad match, it can drive more relevant traffic to your ads. Exact match is much more specific and direct. For your ad to show, a customer search term must match your keyword exactly. This is the most restrictive match type, but can help generate the most relevant traffic. Move on to the next slide. Negative phrase and exact match apply a negative match type to keywords in your campaigns to prevent your ads from showing when customers search for those terms. This can help you get the most relevant clicks while reducing the irrelevant ones. We recommend starting with broad match and then reviewing your campaign performance reports to see which specific terms are best performing. Consider adding phrase match or exact match to use more precise terms to help reach a more relevant audience as they search to buy. The more campaigns you run, the more opportunity you'll have to learn what helps you drive the most sales. We recommend launching at least 5 sponsored product campaigns within your first few weeks of advertising. From these campaigns, you can identify top performing products and keywords so you know where to focus your resources. You can also check out our video in Seller University called Keyword Match Types, which gives a more in-depth look at these keyword match types. Next slide. Let's talk about daily budgets. A daily budget is the amount you're willing to spend per day over a calendar month. Ad spend on any given day may exceed your daily budget, but at the end of the month, the average daily spend will not exceed your daily budget. We recommend enrolling in some of our courses that cover how to launch your first campaign with sponsored products or sponsored brands. Through the Learning Console, you can improve your skills with over 40 e-learning courses designed by Amazon advertising experts. The first course, Set Up a Sponsored Ads Campaign, you'll learn how to launch a sponsored products or sponsored brands campaign, implement a budget that works with your goals, and improve your keyword bidding strategy. Sign in with your Amazon account to get started. We also recommend watching our video on sponsored ads budget basics for a more in-depth look at how to budget for your campaigns. So how can sellers review metrics to track the performance of their campaigns? Performance metrics are available in the Campaign Manager interface and from the reports that can be downloaded for use in most popular spreadsheet programs. In the Campaign Manager, you have the option to display metrics for today, yesterday, week to date, last week, month to date, last month, year to date, lifetime, or a customized range featuring dates from the last 90 days. The specific dates included in your displayed metrics are shown as the x-axis of the graph. Keep in mind that the metrics in the Campaign Manager are updated every hour. Sales and ACoS data take up to 48 hours to populate and might be an incomplete in the yesterday view in Campaign Manager. In this view, spend is an estimate and can be updated until 3 days after the click occurs. We validate your click traffic, or as we validate your click traffic. Learn more traffic validation. You can review your performance metrics based on budget, impressions, top of search, impression share, clicks, spend, sales, orders, ACoS, ROAS, click-through rate or CTR, cost per click or CPC, and units sold, to name a few. We'll let everybody take a look at that, and then we'll move on to deals. So now that we've covered sponsored product campaigns, let's dive into Lightning Deals. A Lightning Deal is a time-bound promotional offer where an item is featured for a limited time on the Amazon Deals page. Featuring an item as a Lightning Deal can help increase sales momentarily and reduce your inventory. Here's a few reasons why you should run a Lightning Deal. First, you can help with discoverability of your brand and products. By featuring your product on the Amazon Deals page, you'll give customers you may not have reached before a chance to find your product. You can create a Lightning Deal on any recommended product, but it's a great choice for new products as a way to expose a new item to customers. Also create a halo effect for your whole brand. The Lightning Deal may create a spike in sales while it runs, but the spike can extend beyond the deal timeframe. We call this a halo effect. In addition to improved discoverability for their products, some sellers have experienced sales growth the month after running a Lightning Deal for both the featured product and the rest of their brand catalog. Finally, it can help you move overstock or end of season inventory. In case you have overstock FBA inventory or are looking to sell end of season inventory, a Lightning Deal can also be a good way to sell down your current FBA inventory. To be eligible for deals, you must be a professional seller with at least 5 seller feedback ratings per month and an overall rating of at least 3.5 stars. Feel free to check out our user guide on Lightning Deals in Seller University. Now that we've covered Lightning Deals, let's dive into coupons. Coupons are a self-service growth tool for sellers. You can find coupons under the Advertising tab in Seller Central. With coupons, you can offer percentage or money off discounts to help increase your sales. Coupons appear throughout the Amazon store, including within search results that feature a coupons badge, as well as on product details pages, offer listings, and the coupons homepage. So you'll want to click Advertising, Coupons, and it will bring you to the page that essentially takes you through the workflow of creating that coupon. Now that we've covered all the benefits of lightning deals and coupons, let's jump into virtual bundles. The virtual product bundles tool for FBA lets brand owners create virtual bundles made up of 2 to 5 complementary ASINs, which are purchased together from a single detail page. This allows brand owners to offer bundles without packaging items together or changing FBA inbound inventory. This feature is only available to sellers who have registered their brand with Amazon Brand Registry. The seller must be internal to the brand and responsible for selling the brand in the Amazon store. If you do not have access to this feature, you have not been identified as a brand owner. Visit the brand benefit eligibility page to identify as a brand owner and gain access to virtual product bundles and your other brand exclusive benefits. To be eligible for virtual bundling, your ASINs need to belong to a brand that you own and are registered with Amazon Brand Registry. Your ASINs will also need to have active FBA inventory in new condition, and virtual bundles can only be created in the US Amazon store. Virtual bundles are compatible with sponsored brands, not compatible with sponsored products at this time. Keep in mind that gift cards, renewed or used ASINs, and electronically delivered products like digital music, videos, and books can't be included in virtual bundles.
Thanks to our presenters, and thanks for spending some time with us this afternoon or wherever you're joining us from, and hope to see you next time. Thanks, everyone.